Hey, and welcome back to Open for Views. Have you ever had something that speaks to you? Whether it's like an article of clothing, I don't know, a pork pie hat or parachute pants, and you go, that speaks to me. I gotta have that. Well, the last time with a board game that happened with me, that was Bag of Dungeon. And when I saw that, I just said, I have to have that. That's going to be awesome. It's right up my alley. Well, there's another game that came out just recently. I think it came out within this last week. And as soon as I saw it, I said, "Yeah, I'm really interested in this. It seems very intriguing." So here it is, Excavation Earth. Let's read the back of the box. Excavation Earth. In Excavation Earth, you lead a faction of alien explorers on a quest to excavate artifacts of human civilization, curate the ultimate art collector, and, most importantly, cash in big. Draft and manage your hand of cards to unearth artifacts in dig sites, deploy traders in markets, and manipulate prices to sell at the best time for the highest profit. But don't forget to stay on top of the struggle for political power in the halls of the mothership. Without envoys, your faction risks being edged out of the upcoming land grab when Earth is settled. When the game ends, you want to have the best collection of artifacts in your gallery, one that will wow museums and critics throughout the Union of Free Races. Easy to learn, hard to master, multi-use card system, presents difficult decisions at every turn. High player interaction. Mighty boards. Seems very cool. So, we have Pinky, and Pinky will help, as Pinky always does. Had this shipped in by, what's that site? Miniature Market. Very good site. They have very good deals. Flip her open. Oh, I didn't notice that. These two characters up front. I mean, you really can't see. Well, yeah, you can kind of, yeah. See, look at these two. Yeah. Their mask on, they're breathing in methane. Or whatever it is, whatever atmosphere from their home world. You got this bug guy. Got this bug guy over here. Looks like a beetle with his beetle in it. Look, he's got Too Fast for You. So that's his artifact. Is a license plate. Right. Ooh, this smells nice. It smells new. Right on top for us. It's like they were new. They knew we were going to do it. The rule book. Rulebook errata. Use the sticker below to replace point 1 of the survey action on page 15 of the rulebook. Oh, interesting. Okay, right here. Choose a card from the surveyor forecast without a crew cube on it. Discard that card and put your played card in its place. Then place a crew cube from your supply on that card, if one is available. That's a nice way to get your game shipped and not have to reprint your entire manual. I like the way they did this. See inside of the box right here. There's a little, put your finger right there and pull it right out. Let's take a peek at these. Let's take a peek at these tokens. Imagine these are artifacts. What do we have here? A license plate. Looks like a old soccer ball or a football. Like a Godzilla-looking toy, lizard man, some type of pig head, a melted unicorn costume, lucky cat paw, a bathroom sign, a deer head. It looks like a hubcap. Some bugs. Very cool. That's very funny. And we have Starfleet emblems. I think we have a couple more artifacts down here at the bottom. But imagine point money tokens. Something, I don't know. We'll find out. The game board. Let's go ahead and open this up. Oh, this is big. This is really big. All right. Do I have it upside down? I have it right side up. Excellent. Let's get that closed back up. Read a little bit about it, as I always do. I try to go in as blind as possible with these. The mothership. But maybe some type of value. Those are nice. I like the double layered boards. This is that way too. Let's see what else. Turn stuff. Or actions. The types, I imagine the types of actions you can take: travel, excavate, market, sell, command, smuggle, survey, pass. Put those back away. Right. What do we have here? Okay. Looks like we have some aliens, which are very cool looking. I don't like the back of that. Shows the posse. Okay, this is going to take me a second to pronounce this name. Isisi Nui? Isisi Nui. The Psychics. When you survey, draw one extra artifact. You may store one of the 3 drawn artifacts in your cargo hold for free. You may still bind one of the other 2 by paying double. See, these are the same way. They're layered. Dalharai Corp. Or Dalharai. Well, let me get my thumb out of the way there. That'd be nice. At the start of each of your turns, you may move one of your explorers for free to an adjacent location that does not already contain one of your explorers. Zoo clones. For solo mode only. Use with zoo cards. Oh, okay. Place the round deck in the outline space above. Probably Aquila Collective. I put my thumb in front of everything again? Yeah, looks like it. Merchants. When you take the sell action, you may sell to the market that matches the card you discarded for the action, even if you do not have a trader there. Cootie Cootie Union. Or Cuddy Cuddy. Excavators. When you take the excavate action with a single explorer, you may excavate a second artifact of the same color, either from the same dig site or from an adjacent dig site. I like this guy. This guy's cool. The Gold Cartel. Smugglers. When you take the sell action, you may first acquire one artifact from the black market, as it is at its listed value instead of +1. You must have an explorer in one of the black markets to do so. You may sell this artifact during the same action. We have lots of tokens and lots of little. Yeah. Here are the little. We have these little guys, and see, it looks like the little tokens. Let's see, were they right here? Where was that card? Here it is. Yes. I imagine this is, no, in the back. Probably dictates the sell value of your artifacts, I imagine. And we have another delicious silica packet. We have this. Little round markers, and then our whole big bag, another delicious silica packet. And then this. Okay, we have a few deck of cards to go through. Ooh. And then we have this. These. Very cool. Your aliums. What's this? I don't know what this is. I guess this is the mothership. That, or it's like a white Aku from Samurai Jack. It's a bug dude, the smuggler. I like that guy a lot. I like that design. And then the gray ones. Did I do the gray one already? No. And this is all of them, I believe. There's a whole bag of them. Maybe these are the ones you send across the planet. Okay, and we have one. Ooh, we have a thick deck. We have a nice storage solution as well for all of this, which is very nice. Not enough. Not enough companies do that for you. Okay, so we'll check out these. It's a trilingual. And you have this little tiny deck. And then we have the thick deck. Can we play our game? No, not really. Can we play with this one? Yeah, I'll play with the little one. This. Which one to open first? Let's open this one, because it's pull tab. A sticky tab, rather. Two Coca-Colas. I don't know. 3 PBRs. And then 4, what's another, 4 Millers. 4 Miller Lights. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that is. Hopefully I find out. Fuel cell? Oh, we'll do the tiny one first. Yeah, as I was saying earlier in the video, you know, when you just see something, it speaks to you. Like, hey, that looks cool. That looks like some, I think I said this before, right up your alley. Okay. These are, okay, this might be the zoo. Or the Z. So those guys right there. Command. Assign 1 trader to this market. If zoo, there it is. If zoo has no traders there already. Plus, assign 1 envoy to this command center. Survey. Command. Assign 1 trader. Survey. Draw one action card. Rounds 1 and 2 only. Discard leftmost empty card from survey forecast. Replace with drawn card. Add 1 zoo crew cube. All rounds. Draw 2 artifacts of the drawn card's color. By 1 that zoo does not have yet. Place 1 onto the map. Command. Assign 1 trader to this market. If zoo has no traders there already, assign 1 envoy to this command center. Excavate. Excavate 1 to 2 artifacts of the most popular color. If unable to excavate, acquire from black market if zoo has space in the hidden hold. Otherwise, offload to black market. Okay. Excavate 1, 2 artifacts. Excavate card. Sell. Sell 1 to 3 artifacts at the most lucrative markets. So I guess this is like how you have a competitor in the solo mode. And what do we have here? Oh, there were more. Snipe. Sell 1 artifact at the market with the most buyers interested in the artifacts of the color that Zoo has the fewest of. If tied, most popular over random choice. If Zoo has no traders in the market, sign 1 trader first. And see, all of these are like this. And it has just the action that I guess the AI is supposed to take. All right, let's see. These are white on one side, yellow on the other. Hollow movie deal. Earn 5 credits for each filled row in each filled column in your gallery. Hunter Seekers. Draw 1 action card and take an extra survey action. During this action, you may draw 1 extra artifact and buy 1 extra artifact. On the other side of the hollow movie deal, book deal. Earn 4 credits for each filled column in your gallery. Galactic VIPs. Regenerative fuel cells. I guess those are fuel cells? Fuel reserve. Retrieve all of your travel cards. Systemic corruption. Mover. Swap up to 4 buyers between markets. Buyers cannot be ejected. Bribery. Mover. Swap up to 2 buyers between markets. Buyers cannot be ejected. Alright, this is going to be cool. Then we have these, which are, I guess, the different markets. Oh. They're just, their sides are the symbol, or a symbol, a little pin. There's 3 of these. There were 3 of the red ones. And there's 3 of the yellow. 3 of the green. And Christmas trees. 3 of the purple. And 2 of the white. Interesting. I wonder if the white's a catch-all. So, yeah, it probably is. You can use it like in different spots, I guess. Alright, now let's open our thick deck. Everything been cool? I hope so. There's just pictures of cool ships and stuff on here. That's nice. So we have this guy. That's nice. I'd like to see some of these ships in a vertical or a horizontal shooter. And then I believe they repeat. Yes, they repeat, but just the different colors. And I will show you one from each color. And it starts over again. Another giant. That's why the thick deck. Ta-da! It's a trick. All right, it's manual time. Let's go flip through this bad boy. Feels a little thick. Nice paper stock. 24 pages to the back of the manual. All right. Let's see here. Excavation Earth. A round marker. This guy's a round marker. This is that was a white Aku. Buyer pawns. These are buyer pawns. Little cubes. Crew cubes. Crew cubes. And what were the other ones? These turn order markers. 15 explorer pawns, 4 initiative tokens. So those little things I said look like Starfleet emblems. Those are initiative markers. Travel cards, those little things that with the little wild. Yeah, the little white ones are wild. 7 wild buyer pawns. Game setup. Let's take a read. Place the main board in the center of the table, then place the round marker on the first space of the round track at the bottom of the board. Have each player choose a faction. Give them the matching faction board. Have each player choose a color. Give them the explorer pawns, crew cubes, and turn order marker in the matching color. Give each player 8 credits. Place the remaining credits near the main board as a common supply. Check the faction boards to determine each player's starting initiative. Place the turn order markers on the turn order track according to these values, from lowest to highest. Place the mothership board and the buyer board next to the main board. Shuffle the deck of action cards together. Deal each player 6 action cards from the deck, face down, as their starting hand. Note: if a player is dealt 4 or more cards with the same color or icon, they may discard any number of those cards, then redraw back up to 6. Experienced players can draft their starting hands instead of dealing randomly, using the rules from Step 5 of the preparation phase. Give each player 3 travel cards, 1 of each fuel value, fuel times 2, times 3, or times 4. These cards are added to the player's starting hands. Reveal 3, 4, 5 action cards for 2, 3, 4 players from the top of the deck. Place them in a row next to the deck face up to form the Surveyor Forecast. Place the initiative tokens in a supply next to the Surveyor Forecast. Separate the artifact tiles into 5 groups by color. Shuffle each group to form a face-down supply pile. Reveal 2, 3, 4 artifact tiles from each supply pile for 2, 3, 4 players. Place each one of the matching dig site on the main board face up. Reveal 2, 3, 4 artifact tiles for each supply pile, 2, 3, 4 players. Place them in matching face-up stacks in the black market area of the main board. Place the buyer pawns on the buyer board. Wild buyers go into their own section, while colored buyers go into the matching popularity tracks, 1 buyer per space. In games with fewer players, remove buyers from the lowest spaces and return them to the game box. For a 3-player game, remove 1 wild buyer and 1 buyer of each color. For a 2-player game, remove 1 wild buyer and 2 buyers of each color. Shuffle the deck of buyer cards together. Place the deck on the buyer board. Remove the top 2 cards and place them face up in the discard pile. Draw 3 buyer cards from the deck for each market. For each card drawn, add a matching buyer from the buyer board to the queue in that market. Always take from the lowest space of the matching popularity track and add to the back of the queue. Place each card in the discard pile after resolving it. When the deck runs out, reshuffle the discard pile, then continue drawing. Shuffle the command cards and set them aside for now, white side up. They will be used later. Each player places 2 of their explorers on the main board, 1 in the location of market number 1 and another in the location of market 4. At the start of each player's first turn of the game, they will choose a starting location for their 3rd explorer, market, dig site, or black market. However, this location cannot be either of the locations with their other explorers. All right. Sounds easy. Just go start playing. No problems. In Excavation Earth, the players are alien explorers on a mission to recover artifacts from the now uninhabited Earth. The main board shows a map of the planet with 21 different locations. There are 3 types of locations: markets, dig sites, and black markets. Some locations count as both markets and dig sites. Artifacts can be excavated from the various dig sites. These artifacts are grouped into 5 different regions, which determines the locations where they might appear. Each region has an associated color: yellow, green, red, purple, and orange. Each region has 4 types of artifacts, and each type has its own icon. The icons indicate which types of artifacts might appear at which dig sites. Once you excavate artifacts, you can take samples of them to store in your gallery on your faction board. If you assign crew cubes as security guards to protect them, collect samples in larger sets for larger credit payouts at the end of the game, based on the relative difficulty of getting those artifacts. Each artifact has a listed value. Artifacts with higher values are more rare and thus harder to get. Note: each artifact's listed value is always equal to 9 credits minus the number of possible copies of that artifact in the game. Therefore, you can deduce that an artifact with a listed value of 6 credits has 3 copies. The first time you fill each column on your gallery with samples, you immediately draw 1 action card and add it to your hand as a bonus. You may gain this bonus card only once per column. The artifacts you excavate from dig sites go into your cargo hold. The artifacts you acquire from the black market by smuggling can go into your cargo hold or in your hidden hold. Artifacts in both your cargo hold and your hidden hold can be sold to interested buyers at the markets or offloaded to the black market by smuggling. Each market has its own queue of buyers, whose colors indicate which region's artifacts they are interested in. Wild buyers are interested in artifacts from all 5 regions. New buyers are always added to the back of the queue, and each queue has a limit of 4 buyers. When a buyer is added to a market with a queue that is already full, the buyer at the front of the queue is ejected and returned to the supply. The buyer supply is organized on the popularity track, which is found on the buyer board. When a buyer is taken from the supply, it always comes from the lowest occupied space of the matching popularity track. When a buyer is returned to the supply, it always returns to the highest empty space of the matching popularity track. Each color's current popularity level is always equal to the highest empty space of the matching popularity track. Wild buyers are kept in a separate pool. However, they are always taken from and returned to this pool. You can also assign your crew cubes as traders in the markets, who will bring you a profit when you sell there. After you make a sale, one of your participating traders in each market gets promoted to an envoy and moves to the matching command center on the mothership board. Ooh, this sounds fiddly. You earn extra credits during each round's scoring phase for having envoy majorities in 3 command centers. During the second and third rounds of the game, there will be command cards placed next to the command centers. You can recall your envoys from the command centers to activate the linked command abilities. With the exception of credit tokens, the supply of game components is meant to be limited to what is provided in the game box. Any game effect that instructs you to interact with a component where there are none remaining should be ignored. Example: no more buyers of a certain color left on the popularity track, no more artifacts of a certain color in the matching supply pile, etc. Game flow. The game lasts 3 rounds, and each round has 3 phases. 1. Preparation phase. Skipped in round 1. 2. Action phase. 3. Scoring phase. Let me see, there was the one, where's that little sticker? The survey. Survey action on page 15. We're not even there, but... Okay, preparation phase is you enable command abilities. Actually, once the 3rd round is over, the game ends and players earn additional credits for the samples in their galleries. The player with the most total credits wins. Enable command abilities. Preparation phase. In the 2nd round, draw 3 command cards at random, then return the rest to the game box. Place one of those command cards next to each of the 3 command centers on the mothership board, white side up. In the 3rd round, simply flip these 3 command cards yellow side up. Reset buyer queues, that's the 2nd one. Resolve surveyor forecast. Determine turn order. This is the initiative number. Initiative tokens, yes, so those affect as well. Refill player hands. Deal 8 cards from the action deck to each player, which they must keep separate from the cards they carried over from the previous round. Simultaneously, each player looks at the cards they were dealt, selects 2 of them to add to their hand, then passes the remaining cards clockwise to the players on their left. Repeat this process twice more, selecting 2 cards at a time and passing the rest clockwise. Players can now retrieve the travel cards from their personal discard pile. which are used in the previous round, and add them to their hand again. Cycle the black market. Move the top artifact of each black market stack to the bottom of the same stack. Keep them face up to match the rest of the artifacts in the stacks. Note: players are allowed to look through the black market stacks without rearranging them at any time. This is considered public information. Black market, public information. Action phase. There are 8 unique actions. And that's what we read right here on these with the little garter build. Travel, excavate, market, sell, command, smuggle, survey, pass. Travel. In order to travel, you must discard an action card or travel card from your hand. You may then make up to as many moves with your explorers on the map as the number of fuel icons on the card you discarded. You may make these moves with any combination of your explorers. Note, all action cards have 3 fuel cells, while travel cards have 2, 3, or 4. Each move with an explorer must be from their current location to an adjacent location that is connected by a line. During the action, your explorers may move through locations that contain other explorers. Your explorers may end the action in locations that contain opposing explorers, but they may not end in locations that contain your other explorers. Excavate. In order to excavate, you must discard an action card from the hand that matches the color of the region where you wish to take this action. You may then excavate up to 2 artifacts from the map, as long as each one meets the following criteria. 1. The artifact must match the color of the discarded action. You must have an explorer present in the dig site that contains the artifact. You must have an empty space available in your cargo hold to store the artifact. If you excavate 2 artifacts, they must come from 2 different dig sites, but both still within the same region. This means that you would need to have an explorer present in both dig sites and 2 empty spaces available in your cargo hold. Store each excavated artifact face up in an empty space of your cargo hold. You may then take samples of any artifacts that you just excavated. This is the only opportunity you have to do so. To take an artifact sample, assign a crew cube to the matching space in your gallery as a security guard, if there's not one there already. If you have no crew cubes available, you may reassign security guards from elsewhere in your gallery, but you cannot reassign your traders from the market or your envoys from the command center. I imagine this is right down here. Put your little security guards down here. These are your little, you put your artifacts on these little things. These are your little hidden, your smuggling hold right there. And this is where you put your skins. You line them up and you get points. It's like having a flush or a straight in a card game. Market. In order to market, you must discard an action card from the hand that matches the icon of the market where you wish to take this action. You must also have an explorer present in that market. Then perform as many of the following steps as you wish, once each. All are optional. Assign one of your crew cubes, I love the crew cubes, to that market as a trader. If you have no crew cubes available, you may reassign a security guard from your gallery, but you cannot reassign a trader from the markets or an envoy from the command centers. Add a wild buyer from the supply to the back of the queue in that market. If there are no wild buyers available in that supply, ignore this step. Add a colored buyer of your choice from the supply to the back of the queue in that market. This buyer must be added after the wild buyer from the previous step, if you choose to do so. Sell. In order to sell, you must discard an action card or travel card from hand. You must also choose a region. The region you choose does not have to match the color of the discarded card. Select up to 3 markets that meet the following criteria. Select 1 market for each artifact you wish to sell that matches the color of the selected region, up to 3. Each selected market must have at least 1 buyer in its queue that matches the color of the selected region. This includes wild buyers. Each selected market must have at least 1 of your traders present there. If there are no markets that meet all the above criteria, then you cannot choose this action. Earn credits for that sale. Calculate where the chosen region ranks in popularity level. Earn credits according to the chart beneath the popularity tracks on the buyer board. If there's a tie, the tie regions are worth the full credit value for that rank, and the subsequent ranks are skipped. Earn 2 credits for each buyer at the selected markets that matches the color of the artifacts in the sale. This includes wild. If you use multiple markets, you earn additional credits. If you use 2 markets for the sale, you earn 3 additional credits. If you use 3 markets for the sale, you earn 8 additional credits. If you use 4, if you also earn a bonus card for using multiple markets, you also earn a bonus card for using multiple markets. And then the next, if you use 2 markets for the site, draw 1 action card from the deck and add it to your hand. If you use 3 markets for the sale, draw 2 action cards from the deck and then add 1 to your hand and put the other in the common discard pile. Then move all buyers who participated in the current sale from their markets to the mothership. If there were any buyers already present of the mothership before this, return those buyers to the supply now. Move one of your traders from each selected market to the corresponding command center. These traders have now been promoted to envoys. They will help you earn credits during the scoring phase. Discard all of the artifacts that you just sold in the sale. These artifacts have now been removed from circulation. You can now return them to the game box. Command. In order to command, you must discard an action card that matches the icon of the market and corresponding command center where you wish to take this action. Then perform one or both of the following steps. Both are optional. Assign one of your available crew cubes to the matching market as a trader. Either assign one of your available crew cubes to the matching command center as an envoy, or recall all of your envoys from the corresponding command center and return it to your supply. If you recall an envoy, you may use the command ability shown on the command card next to the command center. Note, if you have no crew cubes available, you may reassign security guards from your gallery, but you cannot reassign traders from the markets or envoys from the command centers. Smuggle. In order to smuggle, you must discard an action card that matches the icon of one of the black markets. You must also have an explorer present in that same black market. Then choose one of the following 2 options. Offload artifacts. You can upload up to 2 of different regions from your possession to the black market. For each artifact you offload, earn credits equal to the listed value, then place the offloaded artifact face up at the bottom of the matching black market stack. You acquire artifacts. Acquire up to 2 artifacts of different regions from the tops of the black market stacks. For each artifact you acquire, spend credits equal to its listed value plus 1. Then store the acquired artifact in an empty space in either your cargo hold or your hidden hold. If there are no empty spaces in your cargo hold or hidden hold, then you may not acquire artifacts from the black market. You may then take samples of your new artifacts you just acquired. This is your only opportunity to do so. Survey. In order to survey, you must play an action card from your hand. There must also be at least 1 card in the surveyor forecast without a crew cube on it, rounds 1 and 2 only. Then perform the following 3 steps in order. Choose a card from the surveyor forecast without a crew cube. If you have not claimed an initiative token yet for this round, claim the lowest initiative token available. Draw 2 artifacts from the supply pile matching the color of your played card. Place one of those artifacts on the matching dig site. The other artifact you may shuffle back into the survey pile or pay double its listed value to buy or store it in your cargo hold. If you buy it, you may take a sample of it and put it in your gallery. And then pass. Well, we need to go to... Let me see. See, we just read that. We just went right over it. This little addendum. It was actually Rule 1. Rule 1 of the survey is supposed to be choose a card from the surveyor forecast without a crew cube on it. Discard that card and put your played card in its place. Then place a crew cube from your supply on that card, if one is available. When you pass, you do not discard a card from your hand. If you pass while you still have cards left in your hand, set aside all of your remaining travel cards for now. You will retrieve them during your next round's preparation phase. Then discard action cards from your hand until you have no more than 2 cards left in hand. Once you have passed, you will not take any turns during the action phase this round. If you pass with the first action of your turn, your second action of your turn is forfeit, and the next player immediately begins their turn. It sounds a little complicated, but it sounds like you play it a few times, you get used to it, and things start to go nice and steady. Well-oiled machine. Scoring phase. Round 1. The player with the most envoys earns 5 credits. No credits are awarded for a second place or third. Round 2. The player with the most envoys earns 10 credits. The second player with most envoys earns 5. No credits awarded for third. Round 3. The player with the most envoys earns 15, the player with the second most envoys earns 10, and the player with the third earns 5. If you have no envoys present in the command center, you cannot earn credits, no matter your rank. Game end. The game ends once the third round is over, then each player earns credits for their samples in their gallery. I'd say this is what I was telling you about, how it's like almost like hands in a card game like poker. Let's see right here. A nice little visual example right there. Faction abilities. The smugglers. Oh, this is the thing I read already. It's on their card. The little thing down here. It's the manual. Solo mode. Set up a 2-player game with the following changes. Give Zoo its own special faction board. Do not give Zoo any explorers. Zoo does not place or move explorers on the map. That's good. Do not give Zoo any travel cards, and do not deal Zoo a starting hand of action cards. The drafting variant for starting hands, which uses the rules from Step 5 of the preparation phase, is not compatible with Sodal mode. 5. Give Zoo a full set of crew cubes in an unused color. Keep another set of crew cubes nearby in case Zoo runs out of the first set during play. Give Zoo 8 credits and set its turn order based on the starting initiative shown on its faction board. Sort Zoo's cards into 6 piles by type. Shuffle each pile separately. Without looking at them, take cards. Oh, that's going to be hard. Take cards from these piles to form 3 face-down decks, 1 for each round, as follows. Round 1, 3 for Excavate, 2 Market, 1 Command, 1 Sell, 2 Snipe, 1 Survey. Round 2, 3 Excavate, 2 Command, 1 Sell, 1 Survey. Round 3, 2 Excavate, 3 Command, 2 Sell. Shuffle each round's decks separately. Place the shuffled round 1 deck onto Zoo's faction board. Place the remaining 2 shuffled decks next to Zoo's faction board in round order. Very cool. And it talks about its priority systems, preparation phase, action phase. It's much shorter to do a solo game. So that's probably what I'll do. I might do that tonight. Play a little solo game. And then try to convince my wife to play this. Probably start screaming and tearing her hair out. Difficulty levels. Hold on. Decreasing the difficulty. Zoo starts the game with 0 credits. Zoo gains no credits from failed actions. During a market action, Zoo places wild buyers, but not colored buyers, into the section markets, or selected markets, rather. When Zoo takes a Snipe, Survey, or Excavate, most popular action, it then discards the next card from its round deck. This means that Zoo might take fewer than 5 turns in a round, and might take only 1 action on its final turn of the round. Zoo does not get extra crew cubes of a second color. If Zoo does not have enough crew cubes available for a market, command, or snipe action, Zoo takes a failed action instead. Increasing the difficulty. Let him win. When Zoo takes an Excavate action, which specifies 2 colors, it excavates 1 artifact of each color specified on the card. When Zoo takes a failed action, it gains 15 credits instead of 10. Zoo can always store artifacts in either its cargo hold or its hidden hold, no matter how those artifacts were gained. At the end of the game, if you have any artifacts left in your cargo hold and hidden hold, you lose credits equal to their listed values. When Zoo acquires an artifact from the black market, it acquires the most valuable artifact available in the black market that it does not already have a sample or copy of, ties broken in left to right order. If Zoo already has a sample or copy of all artifacts available in the black market, this effect is ignored. Let's see. Game design. David Turczi, and YE. Game development, Gordon Kaia. Rulebook, David Turczi, Emanuela Pratt, Robert Pratt. Graphic design, Mark Kasha. Zach Eidsvug. Illustration, Philip Cruz. Production and product design, Mark Kasha. Development, solo mode, Nick Shaw. Editing, Dustin Schwartz. Test leads, Anne Hemarsness, Ben Hodgson, Eleni Papadopoulou, Andrew Porcea Flores, Flor Ciortino, Nick Shaw, Denholm Spur, and Kieran Symington. Special thanks to Norel Lubbers for her help with playtesting, the rulebook, and additional contents. To Frank de Jong for his help with the Tabletop Simulator implementation. Tabletop Simulators, I need to poke my nose into that. To Flor Ciritino for her help with the Tabletopia implementation. To our playtesters in the UK, Netherlands, Malta, Greece, Poland, and the USA. 2020 Mighty Wars. This is going to be an undertaking, but I think this is going to be really, really fun. I love the concept of the artifacts, of finding, just weird stuff, mundane things, but these people, after humanity is wiped from the face of the earth, these aliens are coming and finding benefit in our trash. It's very cool. So yeah, I'm going to give this game a play. I'll probably try the solo mode tonight, and I'll tell you how it goes. But as always, we were open before, but now we're closed. Beat it.